let's start off with some of the good things. Are there any like pros that you see to the sisterhood? Because I hate to ever throw the baby out with the bathwater. I say that a lot on my channel. I always try to get the good and the bad and try to understand it rather than just say all bad, all bad. So, are there any positives that you've noticed from this idea of a sisterhood?
Feel like sometimes the intentions may be kind of good. Like it's good. I guess their whole thing is, don't base your whole self-esteem on other people because sometimes that can get toxic. But it's like when they do have a good idea, it gets lost in the hatred of it all. So it's hard for me to say there's like any good parts of the online sisterhood because it always becomes, it's like they'll have a good idea and good intentions, but then their hatred for men kind of overpowers, and it just becomes overall like pretty like a hate movement kind of.
Yeah, no,
I hope
I
that
agree
makes sense.
1000%. No, you absolutely make sense because it reminds me of the whole decenter men thing,
Yeah.
right? The whole idea of censoring yourself and worrying about like the things that bring you joy and finding more out of life rather than like, oh, I need a man, or well, they a lot of them do the I hate a man, I hate men, I hate men, I need to get away from men. They're very aversive to men, and that's obsessive as well. But the general idea of like focusing your joy, doing things that you love, that I think is positive because
Yeah.
if you are constantly basing everything off of other people, what's going to happen is you're going to end up resenting them because they're probably not doing that for you because it's unhealthy. Unless you're in a really toxic relationship where both people are, engaging in that kind of codependent type of relationship with one another, you're going to run into a situation where you're giving all this energy hyper focused, and when the person isn't reciprocating it because what you're doing is unhealthy in the first place, so of course they're not going to do it, then you start to be resentful and looking at them like, well, why aren't you doing this for me? Well, why aren't, because you shouldn't even been doing that, you shouldn't even be doing that for me. This is very toxic. Yeah, so I definitely see where you're coming from with that, where they'll take something good and then their hatred, they'll look at it through the goggles of I hate men, and it just
Yeah.
bastardizes.
I wanted to say something about that. You said it perfectly. It's like they speak of it from a hating point of view. I wish sometimes they could use these concepts in a loving way. Like, why does it have to be back? Like, okay, decenter men, right? Why does it have to be backed up with hatred? Like, you know, um, I guess somebody that's coming to mind that talks about decenter men a lot. It's like again, well, it kind of always has been kind of hateful to me. I don't know. I'm kind of sensitive, so I've always picked up on the hatred. But after a while, it started growing and growing, and it just became this like bashing session. And it's like, wait a minute, hold on. Yeah, the opposite sex is sometimes frustrating, of course, but I don't hate them. Like I'm still straight. Like so I like the whole like, ladies have hobbies, focus on, yourself, put yourself first. Sometimes I love that, but I wish it could be mixed with also like catering to men. It's just so like unbalanced basically.
Yeah, absolutely. And see, this is a problem that I see with pretty much everything. There's always a major overcorrection, right? So if we look at times of old where women were basically just seen, not really heard, you didn't really have any ambitions outside of just being in the house. So while there are positives to, being a homemaker, and I love being a homemaker, so don't take this as
Yeah.
me dissing the homemake. I love a good homemaking session. Look, I got my I got my KitchenAid in the kitchen right now, ready to use her. So I love me some homemaking. But when it's so restrictive to the point where, you're not able to have any ambition outside of just, having the kids, having the house, taking care of everybody, very, very selfless. And it's beautiful to be selfless, but at the same time, you got to kind of pour into yourself a little bit. So we have this overcorrection where it's like we could just have a healthy balance of taking time for yourself, doing some of the things that you love while also being in service to your family. But they take it to the extreme to overcorrect it. So now it's, well, I don't want a family at all. I'm not taking care of
It's
anybody.
too much.
It really is. It's just one extreme to the next. Nobody wants to just chill in the middle where it's a little bit of this and a little bit of that. It's like, no, I have to go all the way. Like, no, I have to go. And you see that with so many different things. Overcorrection. Whenever you see a problem with something, people tend to just overcorrect the mess out of it.
Yeah, see, I feel like now that I'm thinking about it with my channel, I think like all of my videos combined, it's very balanced because I there's a portion of my channel where I tell women to hello, like put effort into yourself, lose weight, you know, like invest in yourself. But then there's another portion where, you know, I'm saying do the same thing, like, you know, put your partner first. Like, I don't know, I feel like I'm very balanced. I just thought about that.
Yeah, I do love that about your
It's not
channel because
selfish.
exactly. You know, people feel like they can't walk and chew gum. It's like
Yeah.
either I'm taking care of myself or I'm taking care of you. And it's like, no, I can allocate some time to take care of my family and then also allocate some time to take care of myself. And when you're with the right man,
Yes.
he's going to want you to take care of yourself, right? You know, he's going to want you to take some time to, you know, put yourself together, take some time to relax. If I tell Justin I need a few moments to myself, he will wrangle those kids and give me the time that I need. And, you know,
That's
it's vice
sweet.
versa. When he needs to rest, I take them kids and I get them out of his hair. So, you know, it doesn't have to be this thing where it's like either you're all in service or
Selfish.
all selfish. Like it's such an extreme.
Yeah, I would say, yeah, I mean, I am a homemaker too, but again, like I also pour into myself and I pour into my home and my partner. Like I have a lot of love to give for everyone. I'm not, a lot of single women in the sisterhood are just very selfish. Everything is so selfish. Like, dang. I don't see
Yeah,
how they do it.
I don't see how to do it either. Like even just as a child, I was never selfish. You know, I was always ready to share my crackers with
That's funny.
whoever whoever needed them. So yeah, I don't know why, you know, people are operating in such a selfish standpoint, especially since I genuinely believe that that's not the nature, the natural nature of being a woman. I don't think
No.
that that is our natural state of being. And the reason why I say that is because having gone through, you know, the pregnancies and postpartum, and it's like I feel my body just want to take care of others, wanting to take care of my children, wanting to take care of my man. Like my brain is always just going in a circle about all the things I need to do for my loved ones. And it just never stops. And it's like, I feel like that is the natural way, you know, we're wired is to do that. So I honestly think a lot of the selfishness is, you know, counter to our nature. Some may disagree with that though.
Yeah, it is. And that's why I think just I think a lot of the women nowadays are just very broken. That's why it's so it just seems so like how do you do it? Like I think they're able to be selfish because they're broken and traumatized.
That definitely makes sense. You know, one of the things that I've been thinking about is I feel like a lot of, and this isn't even just with the girls, but also the boys too. I think that a lot of kids, they grow up with parents that don't pour into them, because when you're a child, you're supposed to come first every single time. When you're the child, you should be put on that pedestal and come first. So when you go through childhood and you're not put first, okay, specifically if we talk about, you know, single parent households where maybe the mom is bringing different men throughout the house and your needs are put last, these men that she's bringing in are put first. I think that psychologically that does something to a child. And then as they get older, they haven't gotten that I come first out of their system. So then they look for
Hmm.
that in their relationships. They look for that in their friendships. That's how you end up with these weirdo friends that are obsessed and they feel like you are supposed to give them all your time, just super
Oh my
obsessive with
God.
their girlfriends. And they look for it in their romantic relationships. So that's why they say a lot of women that don't have their fathers, they look for a man to be their father, to give them that, you're going to put me first, you're going to put me first. And like I said, men, I've seen this with men too, where, and this has always creeped me out, where some men online, they'll talk about how, in their marriage, they come before the kids. They
Hmm.
want the wife to put them before the children. And I think that is so weird to me, because, and I've talked to Justin about it, and I'm like, well, we both agree our kids come before both of us. Like, they're the dependents. So, I feel like that also comes from that place of, I wasn't put first as a child. So now that I'm an adult, I'm expecting whoever is around me to put me first now.